Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Matrix Fitness workout. This morning, weather's not looking great outside, so maybe your activity is going to be with us here today. What we've got coming up for you today is our traditional workout. We've got 3 rounds of exercises. We'll do each round twice, that way then you can learn the exercises and then practice and pushing yourself doing them a little bit more as well. So the first thing we're going to do is get you warmed up a little bit. So first of all, it's just working on mobility. So just rolling your shoulders around, just starting to loosen up through the legs as well. We just want to prepare your body for the work that's going to be coming up. So once you start to just free up your body a little bit more, have a little twist from side to side, just to start to mobilise through the hips. Now I've got a little bit of movement where we're going to be working from side to side, so just want to make sure that your body is nice and ready. Take your legs nice and wide from it, or you just slide yourself down the leg, reaching towards the ankle, then bring yourself back up to the centre, and then over to the opposite side. So we're just starting to reach down the body. We'll just wait for a few more of you to join us as well. And then what we're going to do is start this live workout. So the first thing we're going to do is just marching on the spot. So just lifting your knees up nice and high. Now if you can, just start coming up onto the ball of your foot a little bit higher. Just so you can start to reach up your knee, just creating a little bit more mobility for your hips as well. Now if this is going to be your workout for the day, then what we're going to do is we're going to try and get after it, especially in the third round. So we've got the first round where we're going to start to move and work the muscles with a little bit of strength and movement. We've got our second round, which is going to be focused on the core. And then the third round, we're going to try and push you. So we've got plenty of time to prepare you before the summit of the workout, really. Okay, imagine you've got a skipping rope and just jumping rope on the spot for me. So just let the hands come around to the side, just to get your heart rates up a little bit more. What we can do here is we can start to scissor the legs forwards and backwards. I was reading some great articles on different forms of exercise, and people were saying that 10 minutes of skipping a day is an equivalent to 30 minutes of running outside, which is quite interesting. Okay, it's something those legs wide and narrow. The nice thing about imaginary skipping rope is obviously you don't get whipped by the back of your ankles as well. So just keep the heart rate coming up. Okay, let's take this into a full jumping jack now. So just start to take the arms up over the head. You can make it a little bit slow if you need to. What we're trying to do is just keep your arms working, just so your heart rate starts to come up a little bit more. And you've always got the option of taking this into a half jack as well. Feel what that looks like. It's here, and then over to the opposite side. So if you don't want to put the impact into the body, or you don't want to be jumping, you can just take a step out to the sides as well. Okay, just shake those legs out. Turning sideways for me, just give me a jab, cross, jab. We're going to jump 180 degrees, jab, cross, jab, and keep rotating those around. Good. What we're looking through here is just to get the muscles activated and get the body a little bit more. Starting to get the chest, the shoulders, the back muscles all starting to mobilise and prepare. We've got a bit of upper body in every single round of exercises today. We want to make sure that these muscles are nice and prepared for what we're going to ask them to do as well. Good, okay, shake those out. Just give me a little step back lunge here. So a nice deep lunge position, step back up to the standing position, and then alternate into the opposite side. Now when you're doing this one, what we're going to do is we're going to add a little bit of a lean backwards. Just get a little bit of a stretch just through the front of the hip flexors. Okay, that doesn't have to be a big change of angle, just a little bit, just to activate those muscles, and then swap it over as well. Good. You can see I'm having a little bit of a lean back just at the bottom end of that movement. Good. A little bit of a lean back there. Then bring yourself back up again. Good. Okay, now check this one out. What we're going to do is take a lunge to one side, bring your feet together, and we'll take it over to the opposite side. And one of the movements that we're going to have early is a shuffle, and we're going to travel and shuffle from side to side. So what we're going to do is start to work on these inner thighs, the groin muscles now, so we can be prepared for the workout that we've got coming up as well. We're going to start the full workout in around about 25 seconds. So I'm going to start to show you the first exercise now as what we're going to look for. Okay, so here's what it's going to be. You're going to start on one side. You're going to shuffle over, touch, and you're going to reach across your body, then come back to the center and reach over to the opposite side. So that's going to be your travel from one side to the other. Okay, remember it's going to be 45 seconds of work, and then what you get is 15 seconds recovery where I'll show you the next exercise. Let's go for it. So shuffle over to the side, reach across your body, come back to the center, and reach across to the opposite side. So what you're trying to do is to reach down low to around about either ankle height or to the floor, and we're just looking to push off the feet to travel from side to side. So you do just need a little bit of space during this workout, and if you've got that little bit of space, you'll be fine. If you haven't got the space, then what you're going to be doing is it's just a little step from one side to the other. Okay, so this could be your range of movement, just a single step, although if you've got it, take that extra couple of steps in the middle, and it will just start to work you a little bit more as well. Good, okay, relax there. Next exercise we're going to do is we're going to go on the spot, taking a knee down to the floor, and it's called a split squat. Now it looks like a lunge position, but what we do is we stay on the spot, and we're just going to move up and down. It's going to be about 20 seconds on each leg, and then we swap over, okay? Let's go for this. So the movement is just up and down on the spot. Now, when you're doing this one, I want you to think about moving upwards and downwards like an elevator. What I don't want to see happening is you moving forwards and backwards like on an escalator. Okay, so it's an up-down movement, keeping control as well. Yeah. Okay, let's swap those legs over. Same thing on the opposite side. Now, these don't feel too bad at first, but what I want you to do is just get used to the movement, because in the second of the time that we do this first round, I'm going to just coach you a little bit more. We're going to see if we can make those exercises a little bit harder as well. So just get used to the range of movement to begin with. Start to get the mobility in the joints and the muscles activated, and then we'll start to work them. Okay, let's take it down to the floor. What we're going to do is a press up. So you can use a mat on your hands if you need to. You're going to do a press up. Then you're going to come up into a T position, come back to the floor, press up, and over to the opposite side. Let's get down. 45 seconds of work. These can be done on the knees. And if you come onto the knees, you can bring yourself up and down onto the knees for the actual press up. Then see if you can come up into that tall plank position. So these can be done on the knees or the feet. You pick the intensity that you feel like you're comfortable with. Good. You keep that moving. You've got just over 15 seconds of work to go. So try and keep the range of movement. When you do that press up, allow your hips and shoulders to come down towards the floor, and then bring yourself up into that T position. Good. Okay, relax there. Shake out the arms and the legs. Let's go through those three exercises again. Lateral shuffle, we're going to reach to begin with. So remember, that could be just on the spot, taking one single step, or a little bit more travel if you've got the space. Let's get you ready. Off we go. Reach across your body. Try and get your hips down nice and low. The goal here is to try to push yourself, to keep that deep range of movement. Keep that shuffle going. You're trying to move quickly through that middle section, and then get yourself down nice and low into that deep squat position, reaching across your body as well. See if we can speed up a little bit more. You've got 15 seconds of work to come. Let's keep this going. Remember, that next exercise is going to be that split squat, so you're going to be getting your breath back at that point. So try to push yourself a little bit more now. Good, good, good. Go on, go on, go on. Well done. Okay. Here's that split squat. So down into this position. Now, here's the secret sauce in this one. I want you to think about scissoring your legs tight together. I want you to do this exercise the hardest way possible. Okay? So bring yourself up. As you lower yourself down, I want you to think about, if you are on your rug, you would be putting the rug closer together. So it's really about squeezing those muscles tight. Think about both feet coming closer together as you do this one. Good. So making the simple things really strong and hard, that's how you get your body stronger. Okay, swap the legs over. Same thing on opposite side. Lower yourself down, squeeze those legs together. It's imagining if you've got maybe carpet tiles, you're trying to squeeze those carpet tiles tight together as you lower yourself down and back up into that lunge position. Good. 5 seconds, we'll get, say, 2 or 3 more of these in. Nice controlled movement, scissoring those legs tight together. Make the simple things strong. Okay, shake them out. Down to the floor for those press-ups. Now maybe you've got the option of doing them on the knees and then going into that T position. Or you can do them up onto the feet as well. Your choice. I'll start off with the knees for you, and then I'll take you into the feet. So press up, then come up into that strong T position, Hand comes back to the floor, knees to the ground, lower yourself down again, and then over to the opposite side. And it's all about maintaining the depth of that press up, and then reaching high and getting strength all the way through your core as well. Great exercise, this one. Working through the arms and the legs at the same time. And it's not just about the depth of the press up, it's also about the strength of holding you tall as well. So forwards. Nice strong movement, reach up at the top. Right up over to the other side. Let's do one more. And relax there. Okay. Now, next exercise is going to be on the floor. So if you do want to grab yourself a mat, do it now. First exercise we're going to have is you leg down on your back, and we're going to get into a glute bridge position. Okay, so lie down onto your back for me. What I want you to do is put one foot on the floor, one leg is lifted up. And you're going to extend your hip by pushing down into the floor. So the single leg is being pushed up towards the ceiling. So think about pushing the heel up towards the ceiling, but trying to make sure that you really extend through the hips with every single repetition. Okay, swap the legs over. Same thing, over into the opposite side. You're going to push down into the floor to help you get your hip up nice and high, and push your heel up towards the ceiling. So it is a strong position, working through those legs. And again, these will feel very different when we come back around to doing them as well. Okay, now sit yourself up nice and tall, just onto your seat bones still. You're going to sit tall, and we're going to go into what we call a Russian twist. Now, this is where the hands rotate from side to side, and you can pick different levels of intensity by leaning back a little bit further. Let's go. So we're rotating around from side to side. Try to keep your chin and chest up towards the ceiling. Just so you get a nice, big, strong rotation. The more you lean back, the more it's going to work you. You have an option of lifting your feet off the floor. You can always have a look at that the second time around we do this movement. So don't feel like you have to rush it. Keep control of your core. Never lose the control of the core when you're doing those exercises. It's all about maintaining a nice, steady, fluid motion, keeping a working tension on the body. The lower you go back, the better. Okay, and relax there. Right, turn around onto your front side. We're going to do an exercise called a mountain climber. This is when you're going to be in a press-up position, bringing one leg in towards the body, extend it back out, and then over to the opposite side. It's a really strong, solid, almost top of the press-up position. Let's go for this. Now, you don't need to rush this. Very commonly, you're going to see people running this mountain climber. It's a climber. It's a slow, steady, bringing the foot up in towards your hips, and then extend the leg away. If you go into a run with this, what happens is some people start to lift their hips up really high, and that starts to put pressure onto your back. So think about squeezing your shoulder blades back and down, and a really strong movement, extending the leg, and a nice steady march. Yeah. Just over 10 seconds of work to go. You should feel the upper body working, and you should feel that your core is really starting to brace and be strong here. If not, think about squeezing your glutes and your quads when doing that exercise. That'll help you. Okay, let's get you onto your backs again. And we're going straight up into that glute bridge again. So a single leg one. One leg is extended up. You're going to press your hips up and then lower back down. Okay, so make sure your hands are pressed against the floor to help support you. Eyes looking up towards the ceiling. Leg lifted and press the hips up. And just keep that really good form. Really try and focus on pushing through your hips. As your mind starts to wander away from anything, let it come back to extending your hips and almost squeezing your butt cheek at the top of the movement. If you can focus on that one thing, that will give you a better form and a better workout. Swap the legs over. Same thing on the opposite side. Good. Push yourself up a little bit stronger, a little bit higher, fully extending the hips. Good. Last 5 seconds, and we're going to go into those Russian twists again. And relax there. Okay, sitting nice and tall. Getting your body with a good height. Lower yourself back to where you feel. Now, quite often I will describe this for you. I want you to lower yourself back until you find a little tremor in your stomach. Now, we're going to call that the tremor of truth. If you've got that little bit of a tremor, that means that your muscles are starting to activate because they've extended and they're now having to resist gravity to keep you upwards. And that's a really good place to work from. And then it's the rotations from side to side, getting the shoulders to rotate. Good. Now keep that control. Don't rush it. Nice, steady movement. Keeping your back as straight and as strong as possible. Keep looking directly at your fingertips. That way then your spine will be in a nice position as well. You don't want to put too much rotation into the spine. Just this little bit of a lean in that thoracic area is a good place to go from. Okay, now that's it. Take you around onto your front into these mountain climbers. So remember what we said about these ones, it's not a run, it's a steady walk. It's like a climbing action. One foot in front of the other in a very strong position, maintaining your shoulder blades being back and down, and give you the best form here. Okay, let's go up. Let's go for it. Nice steady movement. So focus, as we were trying to say on the last round, every time you extend your legs, squeeze your butt cheek and your quads tight, especially in that lengthened leg. That's the secret to making the core work hard in this exercise. Just keep that range of movement, nice, slow and steady. Upper body strength is holding you up, core strength is keeping you there, and then legs driving movement is what's going to help keep the challenge on the whole body. Nice, steady movement. Good work. Just over the last 5 seconds, so just keep it steady. Don't rush this end. Where the form really is hard to maintain, and where we're at step. Okay, we can leave the mat there if you'd like to, because we will come back to it. The next exercise we're going to have a look at is we're going to have the feet turned out wide. Now from here, we're going to go into a sumo squat. What's going to happen is we're going to do one big one, 3 small ones. So it's little movements down here, and then one big one up at the top. Okay, so let's go down, 2, 3, up, down, 2, 3, up. So keep that rhythm going, and what we're looking for is just to create that depth. Now we're trying to keep your chest upwards, but also the knees over the ankles. So if you need to take your feet a little bit wider, then that's absolutely fine. It just depends on your range of movement. And we're just looking to explore that deep range position, and this will start to work a lot of different muscles in your thigh, especially from what you would normally get from a basic squat where your feet are closer together. What you'll start to feel is your inner thighs. Now, if we combine this with those little lateral shuffles that we had earlier, then we should start to feel like your legs wake up a little bit differently. Let's take it down to the floor. Your next exercise is a renegade row. So in a very similar position to the mountain climber, what we're now going to do is we're going to bring the hand in towards your chest, place it back down on the floor, and we alternate from one side to the other. Now, these can be done on your knees as well. So it can just be as simple as bringing your hand off the floor and into your chest. Let's keep this going. So if this is where you are to begin with, that's absolutely fine. If you can do it up onto your toes, that's great. Now when you're doing this one, your goal is to avoid rotating. So if you're lifting your arm up and your whole body is twisting, I want you to squeeze through your hips, especially your glutes and your quads a little bit tighter, so then your hips can become more stable. Okay, so up on your toes, this is how it looks. Nice controlled movement. Hand gets pushed back directly underneath the shoulder, and then lift the hand right up towards the chest and back down. Okay, so that's that one there. Let's bring it back up standing. A jumping lunge this size. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to switch the legs from one side to the other. So from a strong tall position, we're going to jump and swap the legs over. Now, if the jump is in your bag, here's your option. It's just a step back lunge. Okay, so let's go for this. That step back lunge, where you start to maintain height and equal weight through the legs. Or what we can do is take that into that jumping movement, where we're dropping the back knee down towards the floor. And when you're doing this one, you're trying to keep your spine as straight as possible. So you've got the options. It's that jumping lunge or the step back lunge. Back knee comes down towards the floor, equal weight between both legs, and then jump from one side through and over to the other. The last 10 seconds of work, and I'm going to take you through these 3 exercises again, and then into a little bit of a yoga cool down and stretch for you as well. Good, okay, check that out. Sumo squat pulse. Feet turned wide. Remember, we're going to go down, 2, 3, all the way back up again. So that's your rhythm and your timing. Legs turned out, and you want the legs with a little bit more distance than potentially what you might have thought. Okay, down, 2, 3, and come back up. Let's go. Going on these, keep that hips down nice and low. The back stays nice and tall. And allow your heart rate to come back down from the jumping lunges. But at the same time, keep the conditioning going into the legs. So keeping your back nice and straight. If I turn sideways, you've got to see what this looks like. Back stays nice and straight, so your weight is directly in between the feet as well. Good work. Okay, just 10 seconds of work to go. Excellent. Good. Last ones then. 2, 3, come back up. Okay, down to the floor. We're going into that renegade flow. So remember, we did these on the knees. We did bringing one leg up towards your shoulder and alternate it. But you can do these on your feet. That's what I was getting there. Okay, let's bring this up. Let's go for it. So, bring your hand in towards your shoulder. Press it down into the floor. Strong position. Your goal is not to rotate the whole body. Here's some top tips for you. Keep your eyes looking at an imaginary line between your fingertips. Keep squeezing your quads and your glutes strong. Become that really stable base. And really try and challenge yourself so you're maintaining good form and good control all the way through this. Keep a strong position. Last 5 seconds to go. Last couple. And relax there. Okay, let's finish off this last exercise. The jumping lunge is the back. The option is your step back lunge and then bring yourself back up and alternate through the legs. Or if you're with me, we're going to jump this out for 45 seconds. Let's go. So keeping your head looking straight ahead. Keeping your spine nice and straight. You can see I'm using my arms in quite an athletic way. This will just help me maintain control and counterbalance, so when I land, I can adjust my hands just to find that center of gravity in between this long base of support between the feet. Let the back knee come down towards the floor. Don't just lose that bottom range of movement. We want to get down fairly low. So that way then we can really start to challenge these legs as well. Okay, last 10 seconds of work. Let's finish this off and then we'll take it through some stretches. Big movements, keep it strong. And relax there. Okay, shake those legs out. Let's take it down to the floor. And let's start stretching through the hips to begin with. So first thing I want you to do, hands underneath your shoulders. Lower your hips. You can see my knees and my feet are resting onto the floor. Lift the chin and chest. And this up dog will just allow your breathing to come back and maintain control. Now tuck the toes under the body. Push through your hands. We're going to go into this downward facing dog. Holding a nice deep stretch. So think about pushing the heels down. You can walk your heels a little bit. Just pedal the heels down towards the floor. That can help stretch the calves a little bit more. Let's bring you back into that up dog. Chin lifted. Hips pressed down to the floor. Let's go to that down dog one last time. Now from here, one foot comes up to the hand. Extend the back leg and reach your arm up high. So getting a really big, and we call this a runner stretch. I think it's one of the best stretches that you can do because it works so many of the muscles. Let's bring the hand down inside the body, step back to downward facing dog, and bring the foot up towards the opposite side. Reach your hand up. Extend the back leg again, reach through the fingertips. Okay, bring that hand back down towards the floor. Down facing dog one more time. Good. Dropping your knees onto the floor. And just slowly roll up for your spine. Shake out your arms and shake out your legs. We're going to do a standing quad stretch here. Okay? So just find something to focus on, whether that be the screen. What we're going to do is take one foot into the palm of your hand. Good stuff. And then bring your knees together. There's a slight bend in the standing foot. Keep yourself nice and straight. You can always hold on to something if you've got some need. Just help keep it balanced. Okay, so push the front hip forward so you get a nice stretch of the hip flexors. Especially after doing some of those core exercises where we're in that hip flex position. Okay, shake it out and swap it over. Slight bend in the standing foot. Open up through the hip. You do that just by pushing your hip forwards. It can also be achieved by thinking about pushing your foot into the palm of your hand. That can add a little bit more stretching. Good. Shake it out there. Take the legs wide. Take the arms up. Reach over to one side. Come back to the centre. Over towards the opposite side. So you feel a bit of stretch of the inner thigh as we do this one. Let's do it again. Reach over to one side. Now hold this position. Reach down the leg with your lower hand and reach higher all the way up through the sides. This way then we start to feel a stretch away through the side of the body. Good. Bring the hand back up and over. Hand comes down and reaches down the body. Reach the hand up and over. Good. Come back to the centre as well. Let's take your hands behind you. Link them together. We're just going to take a deep stretch through the chest here. So standing in a nice tall position. Getting a good stretch through the chest. Shake it out. My name's Matt. Thank you very much for joining us this morning. We will be back at 12 o'clock today and also 5 o'clock today. So if you're just checking out the workouts and seeing what you're going to be doing later on, then that's great. We look forward to seeing you later. And if not, we'll see you on Thursday again, 7:45 in the morning, 12 o'clock and 5 o'clock. Have a great day, everybody. Keep safe. Bye-bye.